Throughout these videos, on my website, on my blogs, and in my therapy practice, I suggest that we are spiritual, immortal beings in these physical, mortal bodies. And as such, our domain is in the present, in these 24 hours. What happened to me yesterday, or last week, or last year, or 10 years ago, or in my childhood, are not my concern. I carry the memory of these events, but they're not part of who I am today. If I'm going to live my life today, I've got to find a way of letting go of the past. I can make plans for the future, but that's just it. There's no guarantee I'll wake up tomorrow morning. So I can make plans for the future, but my domain is these 24 hours today with my wife, my teenage children, my mother-in-law, my therapy practice, living here in this moment today. This means they're letting go of the past. Now, this NLP practice I'm going to introduce you today is quite wonderful. It helps you to allow you to see how you're carrying this burden and you were never asked to carry it. Imagine for one moment, I'm 60 years of age today. Imagine in your own situation, whatever age you are, imagine in 10 years' time, looking in the future. Would you want a future version of yourself to suffer what you're suffering today? Certainly, 60 years of age today, I do not want a 70-year-old version of me to be suffering what I'm suffering today. I'm going through what I'm going through today, so he'll be free to have a life beyond his wildest dreams. To have his life experience those years with his wife, with his children, and possibly grandchildren, without any hassle from the past. I want him to have an adventure, and to do that, I'm suffering these events and getting through them, so he'll be free to have a life beyond his wildest dreams. In the same instance, things that happened to me in my past, I carry the memory of them, but they're not mine. My life, everything about my life is today. When I bring the past into today, I'm powerless to change it in any way, shape or form. I can't change it, I can't fix it. I can seek justice, but I can't change or fix what happened in the past. When I do, when I try to, and I'm powerless over it, it causes my life to become unmanageable. I have to learn how to release the past to its rightful owner. And this NLP practice gives you a way of seeing this. So if you're like me and you're sitting in a chair like this, or if you're at home, maybe lay down. Now when you're breathing, breathe in gently into your nose, and at the end the breath flow right down to your tummy. So feel your tummy expand like a belly, and make the out breath longer than the in breath. You breathe into your nose, and you release through your nose. A very good way of doing this is to breathe in gently into your nose till your tummy feels like a balloon. And then when you exhale through your nose, hum the breath out. Just make the outhale longer than the inhale. Now in this pose, close your eyes and visualize this spiritual, immortal being that's present in this physical mortal body, climbing out of your body. Coming out of the shoulders, feel the spiritual aspect of who you are, climbing out of your shoulders. And stepping around to maybe your left side. So on your left is this spiritual aspect of you. With your eyes closed, visualize with your mind this aspect of you standing just to one side of you, looking down upon you. And have a conversation. Be open to hearing your spiritual aspect saying to you, Richard, what are you doing? You have enough on your plate, looking after Bo and the children and your therapy practice and your clients and your family and friends and getting work done and living your life today without carrying my burden or suffering my burden. I never asked you to suffer and carry what happened to me yesterday or last week or last year. So please give it back to me and be free of it. And then if you have a past trauma event that you've been carrying on, again, with your eyes closed, visualize that aspect of you. So for me, it's the 12-year-old Richard, younger version of me. So I see this 12-year-old inner child climbing out of my body and stepping to one side and to the right side, looking down upon me. And then in this instance, this 12-year-old child says, Richard, what are you doing? You're carrying my burden. I never asked you to carry my burden. I suffered my event at the age of 12. I'm a survivor and a warrior. I suffered that event so you'd be free to have a life beyond your wildest dreams. I'm so delighted now you're married and you have children. But it's your job now to have an adventure. What you're carrying is a memory of mine. I want it back from you. Here I am surrounded by a whole host of angels, and they're here to take this baggage off you. I suffered this event at the age of 12 and I came through it. I'm fully equipped to deal with it myself, but I have a host of angels to help me. So please, in this moment, all that baggage you've carried for so long, on your in-breath, let it flow into your tummy, get up all those demons, and your out-breath, release it and give it to me. And then with your eyes closed, breathing in gently, breathe into your tummy, get up all those demons, the stuff you thought you'd carry to your grave, the stuff that's been eating away at your very essence of who you are. Feel yourself giving it to this younger aspect of yourself, the aspect of you that suffered the event, the true owner of it. You've been carrying a memory, suffering a memory, and you can't heal or fix that memory because it wasn't yours. You can only fix and work on what you present with today. So you give this baggage back to its rightful owner. So in your in-breath, draw energy in from the universe. In my case as a Christian, the Holy Spirit, let it flow into your center of your being. Get up all these demons, whatever they are, the memory of the past event. Not your job anymore to seek justice or seek revenge. You're giving it all over to its rightful owner. Gather up into a ball, and on your out-breath, feel yourself releasing it over to your younger aspect. And see younger aspect taking it up and passing it out amongst the angels and laughing gleefully, joyfully, happily, taking this from you. It's whole and complete again. It can now process and heal and release what is belonging to it, and you're letting it go. Breathing in and breathing out, releasing it, releasing it. And finally, when you're ready to open up your eyes, flex your shoulders. A really good thing to do is join your hands together, place them over your head on the nape of your neck and press your elbows back. This locks up your shoulders where you carry that burden, and your chest where you hold your anxiety. The stress is on your shoulders, the anxiety is in your chest, and you hold the position. It stops you from being triggered. So in this moment, reflect back on that memory you carried for so long and see if you're still being triggered by it. Think about the people, the place, the thing, what it was, and see if you've been triggered by it, or see if it's gone from you. Again, breathing into your nose, breathing out through your nose, breathing in with a slight breath in, breathing out with a hum. And maybe if you can, drop your hands down and think of that event and see if it still triggers you. If you find yourself being triggered, clap your hands behind your neck and breathe until the triggering disappears. But hopefully in this exercise you'll find the power of that triggering is reduced. And I would suggest you do this over and over again, on your own or in the company of your therapist or a friend or a family acquaintance. And just keep doing it until you find the power of it dwindling. You are not responsible for the past. It's belonging to the younger aspect of yourself. And when you learn how to process, heal and release the past event to the rightful owner, you can be free to live your life today. Thank you very much for joining me.